In this episode of Pop Culture Weekly, it's all about the Prime Video limited series Expats, and I'm talk with the cast. Ready? Let's go!
Welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon from iHeartRadio. Your pop culture news, views, reviews, and celebrity interviews on all the movies, TV, music, and pop culture you crave weekly. Here's Kyle McMahon.
Hello and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I, of course, am Kyle McMahon, and I am so excited because we have a brand new episode for you. And this one is all about Expats, which is an incredible limited series on Prime Video, and it is really amazing. It stars Nicole Kidman and Soraya Blue, Ji Young Yoo, Brian T, Jack Houston, and it is the creator, director, and writer. It is Lulu Wang, who she is absolutely incredible too. If you're unfamiliar with Lulu Wang for some reason, I mean, come on, you're, a pop culture lover. That's why you're hanging out with me on this show. But Lulu is best known for, I would say, The Farewell, a film that was released in 2019 that is really incredible. If you have not seen it, go watch that as soon as you're done here. Was named one of the top 10 films of 2019 by the American Film Institute, received an Independent Spirit Award for Best Film, was up for, actually won Golden Globe Award for Best Actress for Awkwafina for it. Critics' Choice, I mean, it just was, really an incredible film that you got to watch. Lulu Wang is an incredible creator, writer, director, and that really shows in Expats. So what Expats is about, it basically centers around these expatriates. It is based on a book called The Expatriates by Janice Y.K. Lee. It centers around this expat community over in Hong Kong in 2014. And these three women's lives that have, are kind of forced to intersect through this tragedy. It is really incredible. It's 6 episodes on Prime Video. Really worth your time. Nicole Kidman is amazing. The whole cast is amazing. And today I talk with Lulu Wang herself, as well as Ji Young Yoo, who plays Mercy, Jack Houston, Soraya Blue, and Brian T. So I am talking with the cast, and we've got lots of good stuff to get into. So let's get right into it. All right. First up, let's talk with Ji Young Yoo and Soraya Blue, all about Expats. Here we go.
Thank you both for speaking with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. So first of all, Expats is incredibly powerful art, is all I can describe it as. It is so thought-provoking, and for me, watching you as artists is really a treat in so many ways. What was it like for both of you to be a part of such a powerful story?
I think I can safely say it was a dream come true, to get to play characters that are so layered and complicated and complex, and be in a world of humans who are layered and complicated and complex. And to just be a part of a show that leaves you with so many questions and few answers is always exciting, and kind of, I think, why so many artists gravitate to storytelling in the first place.
Yeah. And how about for you, Gia?
I would totally agree. I think it's always a privilege and kind of a miracle when you're able to work on something with incredible writing and with an incredible team. So to be able to do this show is just it's honestly like winning the lottery.
Mm. And, I had, in one of the other interviews, I had kind of likened the story to, as an expat, you're already kind of isolated in many ways in like an island. And then with some of the, things that are going on in the series is even more isolating and like being on an island. It's so layered and rich. Where did you pull from? I mean, obviously, you're both very talented artists, and that's what you do. But how do you get to a place like that, for your character?
I mean, I would say emotionally, it can be very exhausting and very hard to do a show that is as intense as this show is. But in many ways, it's very easy when you have good writing.
Mm.
Um, Great writing makes it very easy to find the emotions, and I think the show has phenomenal writing. So a lot of the scenes, they honestly do it themselves. I would read them and think about it and cry. Like it's just one of those things.
I also think, it's interesting. We've gotten this question a few times, and every time I kind of am like grappling, like, what is it? What is it? Part of it is what Ji Young's saying for me. It is very much that the writing was all there, and so we were very lucky to just have this. The life is there, and all we got to do is step into it. There's also another element that I'm realizing is most of us feel very alone.
Mm.
And that's just this really deep truth. And there is that experience just of being alive and being a human in the world that we all connect to. And part of it is feeling alone. And what's really great is there is this point where you start to realize that's universal and that's why you're not alone. But I think many of us in the world resonate with not feeling seen, not feeling understood, and feeling like little baby fishes out of water, And I think that's the universal truth of our show.
That's so powerful. I love that. That's like a big aha, I think, at least for me, where yes, and so many people find so much uncomfortableness in that fact of being alone that they fill it with maybe things that aren't healthy or whatever,
Yes.
sex or drugs or whatever it is. And whereas you're saying so beautifully, it is kind of a human condition to feel alone,
Yeah.
and maybe more so at some points than others in the course of our lives, and maybe more so some person may feel more alone generally than another, but it is a human condition,
I
and we
mean,
have to live with that and live through that in many ways.
yes, very much that. I mean, that's sort of the reason I find what is it? That's why this art is so amazing, right? Because it's very specific, but that's also that specificity is what makes it universal.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you both so much. It is an absolute, I can't wait for everybody to see Expats. You both are such incredible artists. The cast, Lulu, it's just perfect. And I can't wait for everybody to see it. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much.
Sarayu Blue and Ji Young Yu, two incredible actors, really great in this. I can't wait for you to see Expats and then talk to me about it. It's really good. Next up, we are talking with Lulu Wang herself. Again, I talked about Lulu Wang at the top of the show, an incredible visionary as a creator, writer, director, and she really, really, really has done an incredible job with this, bringing it from the book to a series. It's just beautifully told, and you got to watch it. So anyway, here is my interview with Lulu Wang. Thank you so much, Lulu, for speaking with me. I really appreciate it. Expats is an incredible work of art that I am deeply moved by, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Thank you.
Of course. I feel like we've trauma bonded, even though I've never met you, with especially the farewell, all of your work. I found so much, such a connection through your storytelling in the farewell. And I've noticed in your work that there seems to be some recurring themes relating to trauma and family and connection. Is that purposeful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I obviously come from a family with a lot of trauma, as many of us do, and also a lot of humor. So there's always that intersection of kind of laughing through the pain. It's the only way. In connection, I think my biggest fear in life I've come to realize is being misunderstood, because in a way I've always been misunderstood. No matter which circle I'm in, I'm the outsider, and so I have the reason that I create art in a way is to be heard and to hopefully kind of process some of my own thoughts and traumas and just be seen. And so I think like I definitely explore characters who probably deal with some of those same fears of being misunderstood.
That's powerful. And that's, to me, that's what great art does, both for artists and for viewers watching expats. In one of the other interviews I mentioned that I feel like, and I'm not, but I feel like if I was an expat, I'd kind of feel in many ways, at least to a point, kind of on like an island, if you will. And then some of the situations that the characters are dealing with kind of puts them even on an island on their island. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all of the range of human emotions in the human condition that all come with that too. Is that part of what drew you to telling the story?
Yeah, that's such a perceptive comment because, I think I always thought about expats as a bubble. And why do we create bubbles, right? We create bubbles because it's familiar, because it's safe, because we're afraid. And so when we're in foreign places, it's very easy to kind of retreat back to what you know, even though there's this great opportunity right outside your door to experience a whole new world. We often don't. And in many ways, we are all living in a bubble, right? Because we are marketed to. There's algorithms that tell you how to think, what to read, what to listen to, what to watch, what to eat, and so I wanted to break out of that bubble. It was really important that we were looking at the bubble from the outside as well, to show these different perspectives and to show what can happen when we really expand our perspective.
Yeah, it's so, what you're saying is so profound to me, and comes through beautifully through the series. It's scary outside of that bubble, and I feel as you're saying this, I feel like I'm realizing that it can also be scary inside of your bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and expats kind of puts us interestingly enough in the world of somebody who is in a kind of their own bubble being an expat, but then their own bubble of isolation or pain or trauma, and how our bubbles sometimes, whether we want them to or not, have to intersect. So
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other scary thing about being in a bubble, which you don't recognize, is that you can also get kicked out of that bubble, right? If you become we stay in our bubble because we feel like it's safe, but the minute that you deviate, then you become the threat. You get kicked out of that bubble. And so, like in my life, as somebody who's always in between worlds, I never fully belong in any one bubble because I have so many different bubbles and pockets of people. And so there's a part of me that just like is like, no, you're all more alike than you think. Just collide. Just have a communion of some sort.
I love that. Lulu, thank you so much for speaking with me today. And I cannot wait for everybody to see this series. It is so powerful. And you have just, as always, creating elevated art. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Lulu Wang. Incredible. I really love her. I'm so happy for her that she is getting her flowers. And I think she'll be doing that with expats as well. All right, next up, Jack Houston and Brian T. Brian I've talked to before for, I believe it was one of the it was for PBS Capitol 4th or National Memorial Day concert. That's what it was, National Memorial Day concert. This time, obviously, I'm talking to him about expats, and he's here with Jack Houston, who you may know as Ben-Hur from the 2016 series. He's also, in Fargo on FX. I believe it was the 4th season. And two incredible actors that I'm really excited to talk to. Brian, of course, has been playing Dr. Ethan Choi on all the Chicago series, Chicago Med, and all the spinoffs. He was in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, The Wolverine, Jurassic World, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and he's a great guy. So there you go. So let's get into my conversation with Jack Houston and Brian T.
First of all, thank you, Brian and Jack, for speaking with me. This series is incredibly taut and thrilling, and it's incredible. What was it like to be a part of a project like this that is so many things?
Uh, I think it's one of those projects as an actor, as an artist, that you dream about being a part of, to be completely honest. I think the elevation of story and character, and especially the very strong, talented, brilliant women that we were able to, I guess, ride the coattails on in that sense, was something for me that I've never been a part of, and just a dream of mine. So it's just one of those things as far as an artist is concerned, as far as an actor, because of the quality of work, because of the quality of people that you really strive for. And I'm very blessed to be sitting here with Jack and to be a part of this whole journey.
Yeah, I completely agree. Exactly.
So you feel the same, Jack?
I do. It's just so nice when you go to work and you sort of love every second of it. It's a real treat. That is the privilege for us. It's like when you're working on material that you truly care about, written and, directed and produced and just put together by these incredible women who, and with such complexities and such tragedy and so funny and, all of the layers that you're looking for when you go to work, and you really get to explore it. And that's the great thing about TV these days, is you really get to go further and really sort of flesh out these characters. You have 6 hours, 6.5 hours in this case, to really go on a journey. And I think it's, I even watching it from the other side, I always like reading things that I say, I watch this, and it far exceeded when I saw it. I was like, this is wonderful. This is brilliant. I don't even want to call it television. It's so elevated.
No,
it's just
you're right.
Something else.
You're absolutely right. I think it's a cinematic experience.
Yeah, it is
I think
cinematic.
What we've created is a 6.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
And, to be able, like Jack was saying, to be able to delve deeper into those particular characters for an extended period of time is such a gift.
Yeah, it's
such a
amazing.
gift.
And it's a gift for the viewer as well. For me, this, there's many things, and I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible, but one of the big things for me is that you're away from home, and that's isolating in itself. And then you have so many of these characters that are also, I feel, on their own kind of island, in their own isolation. What is the series for you, for both of you?
It's very astute, that actually, because it is very much, it's a very lonely show because everybody's going through their own trauma and they're dealing with it in their way, the only way they know how. So it's almost like they are like trying to break out of their own island, this sort of like subterfuge, whatever it is. It's it's very astute to sort of pick it out like that.
Yeah. I think when dealing with tragedy and hardship and pain, it's a very lonely place to be. And I think anyone can really relate to that. I think that's the brilliance of this show. Each one of their characters are going through their different aspects, right? In almost, like you were saying, in an island type of way. But yet audiences can really gravitate towards and relate to these particular characters with the experiences that they're going through. So I think audiences are going to enjoy this as much as we do. I mean, I think it's such an elevated piece of art, right? That far exceeded our expectations, and both of us sit back here gleaming with light and wanting to talk about this and share this to the world.
Thank you both so much. Lulu's a genius, and how you have brought, her vision, and the book's vision is an absolute must-see, in my opinion, for everybody. I can't wait for everybody to see it. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Carl, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for saying that, man. That's awesome.
Of course. It's my pleasure, truly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
Jack Houston, Brian C. All right. That's our episode for today. Go and watch Expats. I believe the first 2 episodes are on Prime Video right now, and you will really, 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 really enjoy this series. Go see it. Hit me up on socials or through the talkback button on the iHeartRadio app, or however you want to hit me up, and let's talk Expats. All right? I love you. I'll see you next week. We out.
Thank you for listening to Pop Culture Weekly. Hear all the latest at popcultureweekly.com.
Lulu Wang, she's a goddess on earth. Lulu Wang, she's a goddess.